Hello, everybody. Barbara Drazga here, and today we're talking about how to overcome overwhelm, which will help you skyrocket your profits in business. So let me go ahead and just do a full screen so I can chat with you guys. Not going to be a whole lot of slides today. I do have a ton of notes, but I didn't want you to get distracted by things up on the screen that you're trying to screenshot and whatever. So to get started, I'd like you to do me a favor. I'd like you to kind of get in a cozy spot. Turn off all distractions. That means the TV in the background, your phone pinging. My phone's like out on the charger. It's not even in my office, right? So all distractions for this webinar are away so that you can really take in what we're talking about, because I'm pretty sure if you implement at least one of the things that I'm going to share with you today, just implement it today, you'll be a step closer to feeling more focused and in control in your business. Okay, so you ready? Let's get started. So first of all, we're going to have a giveaway. So I've got, I've just launched a new bundle for you Amazon sellers on here. You know, I'm a huge bundler, and it's a bundle that I'm actually going to share with you guys. It's a physical products bundle. I've got it here in front of me. I'll give you a little teaser here. I'm going to do a box opening and show you what's all in here a little bit later on. But the bundle is aimed towards entrepreneurs and helping make us more productive, not just in 2023, but overall time. Okay, so first of all, I want to practice gratitude, and I encourage you to do the same. Setting your mindset and your energy first thing in the morning is so critical to how the rest of your day unfolds. Would you all agree with that? Like if you start the day and you're just grumpy and grouchy, it kind of affects everything that you do. So I'm making myself, I have a little note, a little post-it note next to my coffee where I make my little coffee in the morning to remind myself to say 3 things I'm grateful for. And, I don't have to dig too deep, but sometimes I do dig deeper. It could be I'm grateful for the kittens I rescued 7 months ago. They're pretty hard to miss in my house. They're all over the place. So that's an easy gratitude thing. And then some things just could be, I'm grateful that my back doesn't hurt today. And that's a reality in my life right now. I have a bit of a back injury. I'm working out as I reposition myself. So, it doesn't have to be an earth-shattering gratitude, but just feeling that gratitude, like, wow, I have plumbing and running water. Grateful for that, and really feel that will set your mindset for the rest of the day. So you know that I like doing interactive trainings. So I want you to pay attention, because I'm going to ask you to help me out here and drop some things in the chat so that we can maybe customize this training a little bit to who's in here. So here's what I'd like you to do. Please drop in the chat. What is your number one thing that you're grateful for this very moment? This very moment. Let's start this presentation with that energy. And it doesn't have to be anything earth-shattering, just a little bit of anything. It could be the color of the wall behind me. I like this color behind me, right? It could be my unicorn crystal necklace, something small, something large, doesn't matter. A warm home, supportive husband. That's so important to have a supportive spouse in business, right? My kids, my family. Another one said family, healthy family. Good weather outside right now. This is true. We're in Arizona. It's about, 60 degrees. My amazing daughters. I love it. We have a lot of people who are grateful for their family members. That is so wonderful to have that support system around you, right? What else? Healthy family, another healthy family. Awesome. My amazing daughters. Hey, Evie, grateful to be alive and well with my family. I love it. Now, do you guys feel these? Are you looking in the chat? Do you feel that? Our energy's kind of shifted, right? I feel lighter. I feel kind of happy and smiley and giggly. My health and my wonderful husband. Thank you, Brenda. So do you see how just doing something that simple, creating just a little bit of positive energy, will kind of transport you into a different day than what you might have had if you started out grumpy? Make sense? Okay, so I don't want to bang on it too much, but I do want, like, that's the very first thing in the morning. Just think about and feel what you're grateful for. Just one little thing, and that'll set the tone. Okay, so next thing, when you're in that mindset and that feeling, I want you to set your intentions for the day. And here's why, even if it's just one intention. So I find that the thing that motivates me the most is a sense of accomplishment. At the end of the day, I sleep better when I feel like I got one thing done that will move my business forward, or will move my health forward, or feed my family energy and feed my relationships. So at the beginning of the day, just choose that one thing. It could be something simple. It could be clean out my closet, my hall closet, right? Something that you've been putting off for a while. It could be write that email signature line. It could be write one email to a wholesale supplier, create one bundle, launch a new sales channel on Etsy or wherever. That one thing, it could be make a phone call. And then everything else during the day, it's great that you get that done. But if you just get that one thing done, at the end of the day, you'll have a sense of accomplishment. When you look at your Post-it note, that your to-do Post-it note that says everything you wanted to get done, if you get that big, hairy, that one thing done and feel that sense of accomplishment, you'll sleep better and it will motivate you. It'll give you like a momentum to do more, I find. So pick that one thing. What is that one thing today that if you do it, it could be pull the weeds in your garden, go wash your car. It doesn't have to be, it could just be something that's been kind of in the back of your mind, like bugging you. Oh, I got to get that done. I got to get that. What is that one thing today for you? Drop it in the chat. Doesn't have to be anything big. What is that one thing? It could be showing up here, right? And here you are. Congratulations. Photo for an eBay listing. Awesome, Valerie. Awesome. I love it. Showing up here. Thank you, Patricia. Yeah, I'm so blessed that you guys are here. Interview my prep center. Ooh, that's a good one. So the first, we'll get into that. I love that one. Interview my prep center. I love them all. But at the end of this, you'll have 3 steps that you need to take right when you get off this call so that you can make that happen. And that will propel the rest of the day with the positivity because you got it done, that feeling of accomplishment. Review my unshipped orders, contact sellers, finalize inventory. Love it. Yeah, all these little things as business owners that just sort of pile up in the background. And we don't realize that energetically, that pile of stuff, metaphorically or physically, saps our energy and motivation, doesn't it? Learn tactical arbitrage, IP complaint fight. Awesome. Great stuff. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, guys. Okay, so write down what you just wrote in the chat for me, or for you, actually. Write it on a little Post-it note, just that one thing on a Post-it note. And you're going to put that right in front of you when you get off this call so you don't forget it. And then your first action when you get off of here is to go ahead and take one action towards doing that. Trust me, when you get that feeling, it's like an adrenaline rush. It's a little endorphin hit. Ooh, got it done, right? It'll motivate you to take the next step and the next step. Okay, let's move on to the next piece here. Focus on one task at a time. This is hard, right? As entrepreneurs, how many of you are all over the place? Multitasking, you got a phone here, you got a tablet here, you got a computer there, you got another one here, you got a laptop there, you got kids screaming, you got cats running through the house, you got the phone going off, you've got the news on the side, and then you've got like Alexa, I have to say her name softly or she'll talk to me. You've got music playing or news on, right? How many of you are only doing one thing at a time? No, better question. What is your biggest distraction? Drop that in the chat. What's your biggest distraction? I know what mine is. I'm working on it. It doesn't happen overnight. Mine is social media. I get sucked in. There's something about like this, there's an addictive quality to it that you get that little like dopamine hit, right? How about, what are some other distractions? Could be shopping, right? Oh man, I don't feel like working. I'm going to go shopping, right? Everybody's got some sort of, what is your biggest distraction that maybe you don't even know is a distraction? Sometimes for me, I've had a bad habit of leaving the news on in the background. And sometimes I don't realize that it's having an effect on me, just that constant barrage of negativity, right? So being aware of how I feel when I'm feeling kind of scrunched up, I can feel it in my stomach, I can't stand still. Taking a breath and taking inventory of what's going on around me is really helpful to identify, okay, let me just turn everything off and be still. Because I wrote down this quote, it came to me last night. I'm sure I'm not the first person to say something like this, but in stillness, I've got my little notes here. In stillness lies clarity. And I've felt this over and over when I realize I'm not being still. Most of the time I'm not being still, but then I'll go for a walk, a hike, where there's stillness around me. And it takes a little bit sometimes to get my monkey brain to settle down. But then I realize I'll stop and look around and wow, it's just so quiet, so still. So being aware when you're not being still, when there's too much noise, is key to starting to turn that stuff off. Turn the ringer off on your phone. Turn off the news. Just completely close out all browsers except for the one thing you're working on. It could be a neighbor's barking dog over and over. You go over and have a chat with him. Hey, or soundproof your office, whatever. That one thing that you don't even realize is distracting you. Figure out what that is. What is your biggest distraction? Did you drop that in the, yes, you did. Let's read some of these off because I'm sure that we have a lot of commonalities, don't we? So dogs, my husband talking to me when I'm trying to work, TV, my husband, my mom calling me 100 times a day. So think about some boundary issues that you can put in place lovingly so that you're still serving those family relationships, but you're requiring them to give you some respect. That's Butters in the background. He's found his voice. That's one of my distractions, the kittens, because they're a lot of fun to watch. Too many ideas at once, Patricia. I hear you. I hear you. So we do a brain dump with those. I'm going to show you a matrix that I use to help take all those ideas, corral them down, and then compare them against criteria. I'm going to show you how I get those ideas out of my head so I can get calm. Starting too many things before finishing another. Valerie, how many people agree with Valerie? As entrepreneurs, as ADHD, whether you've been, officially diagnosed or you think you are, or you show signs of, boy, I'll tell you, that's a big one. That's a big one. So if you just focused on finishing one of those things today, something simple, dust the top of the refrigerator, just finishing one thing, what it does is it gives you that dopamine hit and you're like, ooh, I want to go finish something else because I liked how that felt. So what we can do is use this human nature thing of this addictive quality to something that feels good. We gravitate towards, what's going to make me feel good. And some of those things can be destructive and not help us move our businesses forward. But some of those things we can kind of trick ourselves, right? I've got some fun tricks. This is a trick that I use. This is another trick that I use. I'm going to share with you some of the tricks that I use on myself to kick myself into action so that I can feel good. So I take more action. All right. So going for a walk outdoors in nature can be refreshing for your soul and grounding too. Now, I haven't done a lot of research on this, but I've heard that standing with bare feet on the earth, there's some sort of electrical or some sort of energy going on that helps you feel grounded. I need to look more into that. If any of you have done that and know what that is, drop in the chat. I agree with Patricia. Many ideas I need to prioritize. Awesome. Okay, so it sounds like we're not alone. Now that's a big thing right out of the gate. As entrepreneurs, as solopreneurs, a lot of times we're just operating in our own bubble, right? And it's easy to think that, man, nobody else is going through what I'm going through, but there are a lot of commonalities of the things that we struggle with as entrepreneurs. So social media is the ultimate distraction. There is an app called Calm that I really like. And I downloaded it a couple of years ago, but I didn't start using it until just the beginning of this month. And there's something on there called like brown noise, which it's bizarre. I don't know how it works, but when I'm feeling stressed, I have a ritual that I go through. That's another thing that's important. We'll talk about rituals. I'll take B vitamins. I'll drink a specific calming tea with kava in it. And now I'll listen to this brown noise, which electrically sort of switches when you're feeling stressed. It calms you down. And maybe it's just in my head, but that's okay. Even if it's psychosomatic, it's working. Another thing that tends to calm me when I'm very stressed or I can't get still is a weighted blanket. How many of you have a weighted blanket? How many of you have a weighted blanket? And not just like to sleep with at night, but when you're feeling stressed, you just want to get calm. So you lay on your recliner and you pull this blanket up. Anybody else have a weighted? Oh, Heath, you're going to love it. He's just got a weighted blanket. And what I do is I doubled mine up because that weight really, something about it just calms me. Kind of like being hugged, I guess. Hugs are good. Go find a hug. If you don't have a weighted blanket, go get hugged. Okay. Here is another thing that came to me. Actually, I think I've been told this over and over again by some mentors and coaches. You ready? This is one you have to write down, because we need these visual cues. We need these visual reminders when we're doing things that are maybe not in our best interest, but it's just habit. You ready? Got a pen? Here it is. Get out of your own way. How many of us practice self-sabotage? Get out of your own way. What does that mean? Excuse making. Doing something that's much more fun to do when you know you should be doing this, not outsourcing things you don't do well or don't like to do because it's, challenging to hire, or you're an introvert, or you don't like to interview. Get out of your own way. So if you put that little Post-it note, get out of your own way, and you create that visual cue, and you have that on your monitor. I'm pointing to my monitor here. You can't see, you just have that on the corner of your monitor where you can see it every single day. It will start getting into your psyche, and suddenly you'll hear it in your head when you're out doing things, and maybe you're doing a little self-sabotage and you're not following up on, maybe you walk into a store to do some retail arbitrage, for example, if you're an Amazon seller, and if you just had a conversation with that manager in there, you could probably score some great products that never make it on the sales floor. And then you talk yourself out of it. Well, he's probably busy and I don't want to bother him and I don't want to be rejected. That's us getting in our own way. So when you have that visual reminder, it starts getting in your psyche. So when you reach a moment like that, you'll hear yourself say, get out of your own way. It's also helpful to say these things in your own voice, because then you're programming your mind in your own voice. It's very powerful. So write that down, get out of your own way. Tell me how many people are guilty. A lot of guilties in here, daily guilty. I think I found my tribe. Yes, Patricia. I tell you, we're not alone. We're not alone. It looks like everybody in here. Get out of your own way. Oh, and there's another one. I didn't write this down, but I saw this in a magazine. I don't even know what magazine. I was doing some vision boarding, and I just gotten a bunch of free magazines like House and Home and Oprah. I don't know, but there was this big article, and the title of the article was like this big, and I cut the darn thing out. It's on my other laptop. I didn't bring it over here, but it says, "It's not as hard as you're making it." That's the other thing I do. Do we overthink to the point of inaction? Do we talk ourselves out of things? Oh man, that's going to be hard, and that's going to be hard. Instead of just going from A to B, how many of you go A, and then eventually, maybe if you're lucky, hit B, when really it could have just been this easy? So how many of you make things much more difficult than they have to be? Analysis paralysis, working on it, right? So that's another self-sabotage technique, I've been told. Yeah, and it's a hard habit to break. I'm still working on it, but my friends and even a couple of my suppliers know, who've become friends, know that I do overthink things, and make things way too difficult when I could just go this or this. My handyman's the same way. He'll call me out on it. So when they see me doing this is why accountability is great. Having a great team, people around you who will call you out when you're doing something that a habit that you haven't really broken yet, or I hate the term breaking habits. You haven't replaced with a more positive habit. So it's good to have accountability from people around you saying, are you overthinking this? Do you think maybe you're making this harder than it has to be? To get that awareness so that you can like snap into, oh yeah, you're right, I am. And over time, doesn't happen overnight, but over time, we'll be replacing these self-sabotage techniques with things that are healthier for us and better for our business. Okay, in stillness lies clarity. That's a big one for me. See how that moment of stillness is just so cleansing? Clear your workspace. Speaking of cleansing, how many of you have so much clutter all over the place? You walk into your workspace and you're like, oh, I just can't. That clutter is an energy suck. Whether it's in your kitchen, your workspace, your garage, your warehouse. Right now, my warehouse is very disorganized. I could blame it on my back injury, but that's just a blame. When you walk into a space that is cluttered, not clear and organized, it's 10 times harder for you to get anything done because you're distracted by all the visual stuff around you. If you one by one start turning off the things, doing away with the things that are sucking your energy, social media, physical clutter, noise from the outside. How many of you are introverts? ESPs, extra sensitive people like myself. I don't like loud noises. I don't like scary movies. I don't like big parties. Yeah, very uncomfortable in around large groups of people. So having all that extra energy around me because I'm sensitive is very draining for me. How many of you have that same, there's nothing that's not bad. It's not good. It's not bad. It just is. It's a personality style. So when you have these distractions, it could be a lot of light, sound going on around you and visual stuff going on around you. If you're an ESP, it's much harder to get still and focus, right? Tamra, introvert, ESP, sound, smells, crowd, smells. That's a good one. Crowds are, yeah, that's a challenging one. Going to conferences is challenging, right? Going to trade shows is challenging. You have to manage your energy better. Okay, so look around you right now. Just look around you. What you got going on? My desk is good, but I've got 2 rolling racks over there with bundles and different stages of completion. They're blocked by the monitor though. I'm visually not seeing them unless I look around it. But when I look at those, I'm like, man, they could be more organized. So I'll trick myself. I'll block those. I'll put the whiteboard in front of them until I'm ready to address them, right? And then I know I can get something done, like being fully present here with you on this training. Breathe. Oh, I just did it. Oh, I'm getting into the habit of that better. Just taking a really deep breath, holding it and letting it out. And I know that we're sounding a little bit kind of frou-frou here. Know that I am a left brain business person and we're getting there. Hang in, we're getting there. These are the things I've found that make me more productive when I can control my anxiety and control my overwhelm. So even though it might sound a little, silly, just take a deep breath when you're feeling that. I get the tension right here. I feel it right here when I'm getting overwhelmed. You carry tension in your body. So where do you carry yours? Is it your back, your shoulders? Shoulders is the big one, right? Back of the neck. I get migraines. That could be, stress could be something about that. Christine says, walking through Home Depot because we have to deal with the construction happening in the house currently blocking my ability to work in my office. Christine, here's a hack for that. You ready? Walk in Home Depot without a goal and go to the lumber aisle and just breathe. I love the smell of fresh cut wood. So if you have to go to Home Depot and spend time there because you're waiting for the pro desk or whatever, just go down the lumber aisle and start touching some of the pretty lumber and look at the designs in the lumber, so that you're choosing what you're taking in at Home Depot that's pleasing. If you have to go to Home Depot, these are the hacks that I'm talking about. When you're in a situation where you don't have control over what's going on around you, you can really choose something in that environment, usually, to hyper focus on so that you can maintain your calm and balance. So a distraction, by the way, there's hissing going on the other side of the desk. I don't know who it is, but I really want to look. What are you guys doing? Hey, Butters. There's a shocker. It's Butters, my new male kitten. He picks on his sister. There was a distraction. That was a good distraction, though. Okay, so auditory. Clear your workspace, breathe. Turn off all auditory and visual input, especially when you're feeling. I say don't even wait until you're feeling distracted. Don't even wait until you're feeling stressed. When you enter your space for the day, just enter it calmly and clearly with stillness and gratitude. And one thing you're going to work on first. Okay, focus on the next one thing. So one of the ways we get overwhelmed is we have these long to-do lists. How many of you have tablets to-do lists? But you notice I left a third of it empty. That's my big thing now, is to leave a third of it empty and then have a little Post-it note for the 3 things that are most important to get done today. So this is like my working list for this week. And then a third of it, or 25%, I filled up most of it again. And then I rewrite it the next day. It's bad. You can use electronic tools too. For something about writing things down for me is very, and crossing them off, it's very cathartic. It feeds me in a weird way, probably because I like office supplies. So whatever works for you, make sure, turn off, focus on the next one thing. So what I do is I take that big list and I take one little Post-it note, and it's my daily Post-it note. And it says to do today. And it's this big. So I'm limited to how many things I can put on there. It's got little bullets and lines. So I think I can fit 5 things on there. Because if I start with a big piece of paper, just like closets in your house, you're going to fill it up. You think I'll never use all of that space, right? No, you're going to fill it up. So if you make that smaller, make your world smaller and tighter, you're much more likely to get things done. So instead of looking at everything on your giant to-do list, just focus on the next one thing you have to do and close all the tabs. Close all the Chrome tabs, close all the, get rid of the iPad next to you, and then the cell phone over here. So you're bouncing around, and just focus on the next one thing. Okay. Goal setting is going to identify what that next one thing is. And goal setting, being really clear on what you want to accomplish longer term, allows you to reverse engineer those goals into your daily actions. If you're not clear on what your goals are, if you just say, oh, I sell on Amazon, for example. Okay, well, that's not a very clear goal. If you say, look, I want to build my Amazon business to net $100,000 in my net profit by the end of the year. Now, how much do I need to sell at what profit margin? Who do I source that product from? And then reverse engineer every single day. I have to call one wholesale supplier, or et cetera. Unless you're really clear on whatever your longer term goal is, it's going to be impossible for you to prioritize and choose every day what you're supposed to be working on. We all know this, right? Of course we know this. Do we all do it? We don't. We know it in our head, but having somebody say what we already know and having someone remind us, I think is really helpful, which is why it's important to build your community of like-minded people, either in your industry or not in your industry, because people who aren't in your industry might bring a whole different perspective. I call it cross-pollination. They might be doing something in their business. Maybe they have a retail store that you never thought about that you can apply in your online business. Make sense? So having being surrounded by a small, tight-knit group of people who have a positive mindset is very important and instrumental in keeping your monsters at bay, I guess. Having these loving people say to you, lovingly, you know what, you might want to think about this, or you're doing it again, or right. So build that group of people and make sure the people who are not serving your life, but maybe have to be in it, certain family members, et cetera, that you are lovingly setting boundaries. If their actions, activities, words are harming your business, harming your psyche, harming your mental health and your physical health, then there's a book out there called Boundaries. And then there are different versions, boundaries in business, boundaries for teenagers, boundaries in relationships. And maybe, pick that book up and start learning how to create boundaries and hold them to boundaries so that you're keeping the negativity at bay, that you don't have control over that, that person being in your life. Okay. Decide what one thing you can do. So at the end of the day, you're feeling a sense of accomplishment. Self-awareness is huge. Check in with yourself. How you feeling? Feeling stressed? I wasn't feeling good yesterday afternoon. I think it has something to do with the back injury. I did some lifting a couple of days ago and I shouldn't have. And so yesterday I was just feeling off, just not feeling good. So I stopped everything and I went and I made this. I saw it on TikTok. Right, social media does have some good uses. Saw it on TikTok to it's this paste that you make. It was a chef that showed it with am I saying this right? Turmeric, turmeric, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, ginger, honey, and vanilla, and you stir it up, and then you eat a spoonful. And I use Manuka honey, which is from Australia, I believe. And it's very high it's the highest antioxidants and anti-everything. So I mixed it with Manuka honey, and I didn't have the turmeric. So I went out and I got some and came home and I got some chicken and chicken noodle soup, but I stopped everything because I realized I wasn't feeling right. I woke up with a migraine. This is my third day now. Starts about 4:30. I went to bed at 3:30 a.m. That could be something, you know, a trigger for that. Past couple of days, I've been going to bed really late because I've been doing a lot. I'm working on a project, right? And I just get into the zone and I keep working until I fall asleep. So the past 3 days, I've got a headache right now. It's low level, but I've woken up with migraine. So when you're not feeling right, sometimes, a lot of times it helps just to stop everything instead of powering through it. Get calm, get still, figure out what's going on, B vitamins, water. For me, I forget that. My friend Evie's on here who's going to tell me, did you drink water? Put it in the chat. Everybody go ahead and take a slug of water while I am. Go ahead and take a glass of water. Sometimes we're not feeling well simply because we're dehydrated or we haven't eaten properly. There's my accountability partner, one of my accountability partners, Evie Roberts, in the chat saying, stay hydrated. She'll like text me, did you drink water? Did you lift anything today? In her mom voice, I love it. Turmeric, honey, vanilla, and ginger. I just wasn't feeling good. I was running a little bit of a fever, like 99.3, which is weird. I just felt a little bit warm and felt a little bit sluggish. Took a C test, nothing, negative. I'm usually very healthy. So it was my body telling me something was off. I hadn't eaten right. I was stressed, whatever. It's just my body giving me a signal that I wasn't feeling good and I needed to take care of the body. So I didn't. I felt, I took, you know, that Z-Pack and just started slamming nutrients and zinc and juiced some oranges and lemons. And within about 3 hours, I felt great again. Felt normal, except for this blasted headache. I'll work on that when I get off. It could be that I don't know. I need some electrolytes or something. But that's the first thing I'll do. My little Post-it note's going to say when I get off this call, it's go figure out why I've got this headache. Go take a spoonful of that stuff I made. And Patricia says, most times if I'm feeling irritated and unfocused, I'm in pain and don't realize it. You can have indigestion. Man, how many of you, when you have a tummy issue, you just feel like it's sapped. You feel sapped and you try to power through it? Stop and go have a ginger tea. Instead of trying to power through, your body's telling you something. So go fix it. Go fix it. And then when you come back to cycle back around to work, you're like, okay, I feel good now. I'm ready to go. I'm even hearing my own voice. I sound like I'm screaming at you guys because of the headache. Like I have auditory sensitivity. And that light over there is bugging my eyes. So I know I'm not 100%, but hopefully I'm still delivering on this. And sorry to go down that rabbit hole. It was important for me to be here and chat with you guys. So let's keep going. Self-awareness, use rituals and routines to create structure. This is working really well for me. So in order to give up my coffee habit, I think part of it is because I like a lot of really cute mugs. So I drink more coffees so I can use the different mugs. I don't know. It's one of my unicorn mugs. So a ritual in the morning for me is hit the coffee pot, feed cats. Don't have much of an option of delaying that one because they dive bomb the bed if I don't feed them fast enough. So we have a morning ritual that works well for me. How can we incorporate rituals and routines when I'm not feeling well? I have a ritual. Okay, I'm not feeling well. Go get chicken, a ton of vegetables, throw it in a crock pot. There's a certain tea that I'll drink. I have asthma, so it's called Breathe Easy tea. And when I'm stressed, allergies will trigger it, smoke will trigger it. If I go to my warehouse, anytime I go to my warehouse, there's dust and dirt in there, that triggers it. When I'm not feeling 100%, I have a ritual that it automatically flows. If I'm feeling stressed, having panic issues, whatever, I have these drops of B vitamins, put it under my tongue. It clicks in because I established that ritual. When something's not going right, here's the ritual, here's the routine I'm going to snap into. You even might just want to write it down initially. If something's not going right in your business, if something is not going right in your family, if you're not feeling good, whatever, what is that ritual that will help you move past that? Write it down until it becomes rote. Turn off phone notifications. That was a big one for me. There's something about, how many of you, write it in chat. Now, let's be honest, this is a safe place. We're all in the same boat here. When that phone goes ding, does that give you a little like, oh, somebody wants me, right? Somebody wants my attention. That's cool, right? I feel important. What's that? Oh, it must be something I got action. And we go grab for the phone. How many of you do that? Maybe if you're an eBay seller, you can, or an Etsy seller as well, you can set up your app to go ka-ching. Oh, talk about a dopamine hit, right? And then we pick up our phone and then down a rabbit hole we go. So again, it comes down to creating an environment where you're reducing as many distractions as you can so you can hyper focus. And here's the cool thing. When you do that, you will increase the chance that you get into something called the zone. You've all been there. How many of you are runners? That runner's zone, it's a thing where you're just, and something just kicks in where everything falls away and you're like in this tunnel. Same thing happens when we're working on projects, when we're doing something that that uses our highest and best self, and we just get into this really amazing zone. My goal for me and for you is to create an environment to get yourself into that zone as often as possible, because that's when we create amazing things in our businesses and lives. When we're in that zone, we are operating at our highest and best self. Whatever skill set you have naturally, it multiplies, right? At 10 times, 10x's in that zone. And everything just flows effortlessly. And when you come out of that zone, you're like, whoa, look what I just created. Look what I just did. So my goal for all of us is to get yourself into that zone as often as possible. So I'm going to show you some hacks, because, none of us are perfect beings. I absolutely am not lecturing to you and telling you this is what you have to do, because I am totally imperfect being, and I know it, and I'm okay with it, because I work on the things I want to work on, and then I'm okay when the things that I suck at, I'm okay sucking at them. Sometimes just like, let me outsource that, right? Okay, so here's some tricks. So one of the things I know about myself is I like competition. So it sounds silly. I hate filling and emptying. I hate emptying the dishwasher. I don't even use it anymore. I wash things by hand because there's something very meditative about washing dishes by hand. But when I was using a dishwasher, what I would do is I would race the clock against my coffee pot. So I would hit the go on my coffee and run over to the dishwasher and unload things and put them away before the coffee was done. Just engaging that tendency of mine to like competition. Competition kind of gets me fired up. Knowing that about myself, I can leverage that. Now, tell me, what is it about yourself that you can leverage, that you just naturally do, that you can leverage that'll help you get more done by engaging that? How many of you are competitive in business? How many of you feel like how about when you play board games, the family hates playing with you because you take it so seriously? Play Monopoly. Dude, I collect Monopoly games. That's how bad I am. Yeah. I want to beat everybody at all the Monopoly games I have. So 100%, Evie says, right? I know we've got entrepreneurs in here. We get fired up having competition. Competition is good because it makes us be better, right? So if you know this about yourself, here we go. I have multiple types of these, but I just got this one in from Amazon this week. I'm glad it came in because I like pretty colors, and I wanted green because I wanted the visual trigger. You ready? This is I'm calling it my money clock. It's a timer. It's got this really cool silicone, which is smart as an Amazon seller because they have different varieties. And instead of printing, they just created a white timer, and then they put different silicone bands around it. Brilliant. Guys, what are you doing? Just heard something go clunk, roll in the living room. Okay, distraction. So anyway, my money clock, but check this out. It's a timer. Can you see it? So I just put the timer on, and I'll put it on for like, there's something called, I think it's called a Tabata timer. Look up, you can put it on your phone. I'm better with physical things, and it's green. I just paused it. And then I can set, I can make it go really loud, beep for 30 minutes or 30 seconds or 3 seconds. And I'm calling it the money clock because it's green. So I'm going to start, I haven't started using it yet because it just came in 2 days ago, but this will be right here next to my monitor so I can see it. And I'll do these 10, I'm going to call it a 10 or a 15 minute, probably 15 minute sprint, but it's a money sprint. So during this 15 minutes, I will focus on the next one thing to do that's on my daily to-do list that will bring money into my business in some way. At some point, it's going to feed my goal of reaching a certain threshold of income in my business. What is that one thing? 15 minutes. Now I'm racing the clock. So now I've engaged my desire to be competitive because I see this clock in front of me and it's green. Here's another thing I have. I'm reorganizing my office and making it into, I'm calling it a studio because I'm going to be doing TikTok selling. As an entrepreneur talk, or as an introvert talk about pushing past your comfort level, right? You can tell I'm stumbling over my words. That's how anxious I am about doing that, which is why I have to do it, kind of, because I'm anxious about it. So this is going back up on my wall. Are you ready? See that? The clock. Time is money. Time is money. Time is money. So this will go on my wall because I like those visual cues. If I'm down a rabbit hole and on social media and I look up and this sucker is right in front of me on the wall opposite me, that is time money. I mean, there's no room for misinterpretation on this. That will trigger me. Okay, let me get back on track here. Now I couple that together with this. You see what I'm doing? I'm hacking myself. I'm tricking myself. Like, and I'm very visual. A lot of ESPs are. So having these visual cues will snap us out of when we go down rabbit holes. And it's okay to go down rabbit holes, guys. I'm telling you, we all do it. Don't beat yourself up because we're all imperfect beings. Having self-awareness is the key. You just self-correct when you're aware that you're doing something that maybe is not in your best interest for your business. Here's another thing I do. I'm very tactile. So I'm visual first, tactile second. So I have a worry stone. It's a heart. I'm pretty sure one of my worry stones is what just clunked on the floor. One of the kittens did it, I'm sure. And he's playing around with it. He's around the floor. But I don't know what stone this is, but I have different stones. And I don't know much about like the stone thingies. I guess they have different meanings. For me, I just like the feel of it. I like that it's got, it's a heart and it just feels good. It feels cold. So having this in my hands, something about having a fidget thing in my hand helps calm me. Who knows? Okay, just listening to you and I'm already overwhelmed. Oh, Renata. How can I help you, honey? I'm sorry. That was certainly not my not my intent. Renata says, my problem is I start something and something else caught my attention and moved to that, then on to the day. None has been accomplished. That's right. Renata, just choosing one thing to accomplish every single day could be something really simple. Really simple. Vacuum the living room. Doesn't matter. That sense of accomplishment will switch your energy and make you want to move forward. It'll create momentum. So what one thing can you do, Renata, today when we get off this call that will give you a sense of accomplishment to switch your energy? Tamara says, I love tactical items to help keep me focused. I love smooth items, even just rubbing my leggings. Oh, I have buttery leggings that say Boss Babe on them. I love those leggings. Okay, so turn off phone notifications. This was so low tech, right? These are my notes. And what I did was just kind of follow my heart. We want to talk about choose your dopamine hits. Choose your dopamine hits. This one hit me this morning in the shower. So dopamine is a powerful thing, right? When that phone goes off or social media or somebody likes a post we did to get a little dopamine, go shopping. How many people do retail arbitrage or go thrifting because you like how it feels when you buy something? That little dopamine hit. That can be a positive and a negative. So how can you use dopamine hits strategically? Right? So hearing this thing, ding, and knowing that I beat the timer, that's a little bit of a dopamine hit. So how can I use dopamine hits in a strategic manner, like positive dopamine hits, not self-destructive dopamine hits? So think about what are the things that you do that make you feel good that maybe aren't real productive for your business. Now, how can you replace those with things that are productive for your business? Would you, let's say, would you get a dopamine hit if you locked down a new wholesale supplier that like was not accepting Amazon sellers, yet your conversation with them led them to accept you? Is that a dopamine hit? Oh, yeah, absolutely. A huge hit, right, Patricia? Right? How about a listing suddenly gets traction and you got a bundle listing that nobody else is on, and you've done all your research and all the keyword research, wrote a killer listing, got it up there, and a week later it suddenly popped and just sell. Dopamine hit? Yeah. So dopamine hits are good if they're not destructive. So pick your dopamine hits strategically. Okay, so I wanted to make sure that I was meeting the goals for this webinar as they were laid out. So get 100% clear on your business vision in under 10 minutes. You ready? We're going to do this in 3 minutes. By the end of, write it down. Ready? December 31st, 2023, whatever this year is that you're watching this. By the end of this year that you're watching this, what net income do you want in your business? Net income, not sales, because we all know you can make $10 million in sales and have no income, right? No profit. So what net do you want in your business bank account? 50K. Write it down. If you don't feel comfortable sharing, you don't have to share, but choose that number now, right now. You can always modify the number. The reason I'm making you choose that number right now is so that I can get you to take action on that one little thing. And then I'm going to show you how to reverse engineer that. Okay. Renata hates shopping. I know somebody else in here who hates shopping too. Okay. So Bill Shim, 50K, easy, 30,000. Good job. So this is net. So what is that a month? Let's say there's 10 months left in the year. Divide, because it's easier to divide by 10 than 11, right? $3,000 a month net, $5,000 a month net, 5,500 a month net. Sounds doable, right? Now let's divide that by 4. It's $3,000 a month net. That's $750 a week. Did I do that right? Don't make me do math in my head, kids. Somebody wants to net $30,000 by the end of the year, divided by 10 months, 3,000 a month divided by 4 weeks. Did I do that right? $750 a week. Does that sound a whole lot more doable than 30,000? I can make 750 a week. Sure. Yeah, I can do that. It's easier to buy into that, isn't it? Are you agreeing with me, not agreeing with me? What do you think? Okay. Good. Okay. So what is like, this is like a lightning round here. Name that number for yourself, write it down. Now let's reverse engineer it. It's this fast. That number divided by 10 or divided by however many weeks, let's say it's 10 times 40, let's say 40 weeks. That number divided by 40 weeks, let's say $1,000 a week, just so we have round numbers, because it's easier for me to do math with round numbers. So you need to net $1,000 a week. How many products at what profit margin do you want to sell? Do you need to sell to net $1,000 a week? And I know this is simple math, because we have returns and Amazon changes their fees and USPS just raised their shipping fees, right? So it's a little bit of a squishy number, but I wanted to do this lightning round example so you can dig into this on your own after. So you need to make 1,000 a week. At what profit margins? That means you need to sell, I don't know, on Amazon with fees, worst case scenario, 4,000 a week. Make sense? After cost of goods sold, everything. After all expenses and returns and staff and prep and whatever. So what products at what price point and what velocity? So let's say you raise your average selling price from 29 to 69. You need to sell less products. So you can change your sourcing strategy. You can change your pricing strategy. You can sell different things that are at a higher price point to get you at that 4,000 of sales a week a lot faster and easier, fewer returns, etc. So that's how we do it. You take that number and you reverse engineer it. You say, okay, what do I need to do today? So at the end of the week, I have sold $4,000 or $3,000 or whatever that number is. It's going to net you 1,000 a week. So that's it in a nutshell. Choose your number, reverse engineer. What do you need to do today that will get you to your weekly goal? At the end of the year, a lot of times what you'll find is you've surpassed because of that tendency for entrepreneurs to be competitive. So let's say, okay, all right, I'm this close to my 4,000 this week. Okay, well, next week I'm going to raise it to 6,000 and see if I can match that, right? So we start engaging our competitive spirit. And then let's say we get close to that goal after 9 months. And you say, you know what? I'm going to crash this goal totally. I'm going to do 50,000 extra in the last month of the year, whatever. So in knowing what we have to do right now, in having a goal, knowing what we have to do today to reach it, we get that competitive juice going, which makes us want to over excel. How many of you are overachievers in here? Renata says, I love a challenge. You're an overachiever. You put OA, overachiever. No, OA, it means something else. Yeah, we're overachievers, aren't we? Somebody says we can't do something. Yeah. And by the way, I know a lot of people share their sales pictures and there's sales platform dashboards from Amazon and eBay and Etsy and all that on social media. Please be careful of that. People who are bragging about, first, you don't know what they're netting. You don't. A sales number is not the same as in my pocket number. And I was taught, my mama taught me, no, we're not Southern, but I feel like using a Southern accent because it's that strong of it's one of those tidbits that you take with you through your life that is Southern, this went south fast, didn't it? Just one of those truisms that you will never forget. Okay. It's 3 things you'd never share with the world. You might share them with personal friends and with your private circle, but 3 things you don't blast out to random people on the internet. 1, how much money you make. Some people might argue with me on that, but there's a book called The Millionaire Next Door. Go read it. Highly recommend you read it. A lot of real millionaires, they're plumbers. The guy living next to me in a middle-class neighborhood with a couple of work trucks out there and a crew working, he's a plumber and he does, $4 million a year. So read The Millionaire Next Door. There's also one, the women millionaire next door, right? It's people who don't brag about their money. We've got a minivan and a 15-year-old Benz and 3 trailers, right? And I used to have the sports car and the classic car and the country clubhouse before the crash, right? Means nothing. What's more important to you, bragging to others or flying under the radar and meeting your goals for yourself and your family? Who cares what anybody else thinks? That's the first thing you don't share, in my opinion. You don't share how much money you make to the world. Second thing is you don't share your information about your romances. You don't air dirty laundry and it's nobody's business. And then third is your plans. So you don't blast out your plans to, okay, I'm going to go, by plans, I mean competitive plans. So if you decide that you're going to private label a product, you don't go blast out to the universe saying, hey guys, I'm going to go private label this because look at the numbers, it's blowing up. I don't have a manufacturer yet and I need to go find one, but I love this and I'm going to go private. I'm going to create my own brand on it. You'll create your own competition before you even launch. So and maybe it's because I'm an introvert, but I kind of hold things close to the chest, right? I don't blast out to the universe what's nobody else's business just for an ego boost. So be careful of people who do. Yeah, trusted friends, absolutely, because you need that support and you want that support. And it's lonely to be an entrepreneur. It is. So having those people around that you can, that get it, you don't have to teach them vocabulary. I'm not going to freak out when you say, I make $4 million a year. They're going to like, oh, that's cool, man. How'd you do that? Here's what I did in my business. How can we help each other? Right. They're not jealous and they're not envious or must be nice and try to borrow money. Right. So having that close knit type people who don't have an emotional attachment to that number and know that we're just playing a game here. We're playing a Monopoly game and each of us has our own game. So I don't blast that stuff out to the world and just read The Millionaire Next Door. Okay, next thing, build a simple plan to bring that vision into reality. We did that. Reverse engineer, divide it by how many weeks are left in the year. That's what you need to do every day. You have a little plan that says these are the top three things I'm going to do today, or even one thing I'm going to do today to move me towards that goal. Identify your 3 highest value tasks. If your to-do list looks anything like mine, I have to prioritize. Oh. It works. It got my attention. I got that dopamine hit. Did you see that? I was like, ooh. Okay. So out of all of these, I assign how long it's going to take me to do a task. And then I circle the one that I only circle one, because I know me. If I circle 3, I try to multitask. So I know this about myself. So I circle 1 and I do that. Wasn't that funny or not? Yeah. And then I do that one thing. So what are your 3 highest value tasks? Let's even make that easier. What's your 1 high value task today that you can do? By high value, I mean, maybe you really want to vacuum the living room for that dopamine hit, but maybe your high value task is to send 1 email to a new supplier, right? For me, it's finding retail store owners because I private label and I buy liquidation and closeout. So I sell to retail stores and e-commerce sellers. So I want to find new buyers that will buy case packs and pallets. Totally different thing. So what's that one thing I can do today that will move me in that direction? For me, that would be, I'm going to say it out loud so I have accountability. I'm going to hire a guy to go on LinkedIn. I'm going to go to Fiverr. I've identified the guy, hire him to go on LinkedIn and identify buyers of pet products. It's one thing, not like, and then I'm going to do this and then I'm going to do that. No, one thing, hire that guy and let him go create a lead list for me. Just one thing. Then the next thing will be craft an email out to these people and create a call list, call sheet, prioritize them, create a call sheet so that I'm calling 3 of them a day, etc. So that's how we reverse engineer to that one thing. So what's your one thing today? Be really like tighten it up. I'm going to hire this specific guy on Fiverr to find LinkedIn leads of pet product buyers in retail stores. That's really tight. So drop in the chat. What is your one thing today that you can do that is the highest value task in your business? And don't just say sourcing, Patricia. I'm going to push back on you a little bit. Talk to me more about that. You're going to identify 3 products that you can RA, OA, wholesale, right? I need to write down all my 2022 in-home inventory. Hey, Renata, I did that finally about a year and a half ago. I used Google Sheets and I just pulled out, here's my organization. I had a folder of invoices and everything else was up in my head. What I paid for it, where it was, how many I had, bad. So I hunkered down for about 3 days. I put and that's all I did. Like I didn't do a bunch of other stuff. And I stacked up the invoices and I just boom, 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 put them all into Google Sheets. It's called my inventory master now. And if I need to find out where something is, how much I paid, what it's selling for, what my wholesale price is, what my retail price is, where it's listed, how many pallets it's on. It's all in that spreadsheet that I can pull up on my phone. So go do it. I'm giving you some positive energy, Renata. It's totally doable. It was totally a game changer for me. So Tamara or Tamara, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, honey. Source 2 OA items to sell on Amazon using tactical arbitrage. Nice. And Christine says, I'm going to compile all the invoices, pictures, and info for a POA and submit to Amazon. Awesome. Okay, so just want to make sure I'm covering everything I promised to cover. Identify your 3 highest value tasks. Last thing, tools and tricks to stay focused when you feel scattered. This is a big one. You saw that when you physically saw the dopamine hit in action. Like, ooh, I feel good because this thing went. went off. So this is a big one. There are some other things I do, that little to-do list that limits me to 5 things on the to-do list. So here's what I did with all of these things that have helped me. A planner is huge. Got to have a planner. Oh, it's on my desk out there. It's got to have a planner, and then only open the planner to that day. Like on a Sunday, I will write out everything that I need to get done by that week. And I have a little space on the right-hand side of the planner that says, these are my 3 top priorities for the week. And then write everything down on each day. And then on the right-hand side of each day, the right-hand side of that planner of every single day, I leave a space for accomplishments. Because how many of you think that you get to the end of the day and you're like, man, I was busy all day, but I feel like I got nothing done? Raise your hand. Yes. Have you ever felt like that? Like all the time. So I decided, well, that can't be reality. That's just probably me denying that I accomplished anything, or saying, oh, poo-poo, oh, that's not a big deal. Well, you know what? Now I'm writing it down. So little things, it could, I don't know, just little things. I will write down every single day on the right-hand side of my planner that this is what I accomplished today. This is what I did. Right. Yesterday, I went out and got all the ingredients in case I had a cold, so I could make my chicken noodle and vegetable soup. You know, I went out and I got eggs and got gas in the van, and like little things like that, that just the maintenance things that made me feel good having all that done. Okay. And it could be that at the end of this day, on the accomplishment side of my planner, it's going to say that I hired a guy to go find me retail store leads for pet products. And that's not going to be just on the to-do list and crossed out. I'm going to put that on my accomplishment, because here's what happens. Now, the next morning, when we're doing gratitude in the morning, make your coffee, you're sitting there. Normally we're on our cell phones with our coffee, right? Scrolling. Well, instead, I've got that planner in front of me, and I look at the accomplishments from yesterday, and I use those as my gratitude things. If I can't find something to be grateful for, I'll look at, hey, yesterday, look what I got done yesterday. That felt good. This is awesome. Yeah, I got that done yesterday. I feel grateful for that. So that if for some reason you're drawing a blank and can't think of anything to be grateful for, you look at your accomplishments from yesterday. It's really important not just to write a to-do list, but to write an accomplishment list. Okay, so I challenge you all to do that. Try that. Just try it for the rest of this. Today's Thursday, right? Try it for today and tomorrow. I want you to write down what you accomplished in your planner, which brings me to, I'm so excited. Would you guys all like to see what I've been working on? I've been working on this cool bundle for a good 6 months, because I needed to find the right pieces from multiple suppliers. One of my suppliers is moving, and so he couldn't find the stuff that I needed. Yes, show, Patricia. I'm so excited. This is the first time I haven't revealed it yet. I took a picture of it half done because I'm still waiting for things. Here's the thing. There's 2 pallets headed to me that are supposed to show up Tuesday that have 2 critical items on it, but I made him FedEx me as the pallets are making their way from across country, had him FedEx me one of each of the items so I could show you the finished bundle. Are you guys ready? Come on. Are you excited about this? Please tell me you're excited as I am. All right, here we go. It is we're calling it my Go-Getter Success Bundle, Go-Getter Success Planner. And there are 2 different color versions of it, but we'll start with this one. And I learned a lot doing this. Like, I'm going to have to be bought. Boxes are expensive. Oh my gosh. These boxes are hugely expensive. So I'm waiting for Chinese New Year's or a Lunar New Year and so that I can come around and buy a bunch of them from China. But right now I'm going to spend the extra money and get this because I want to get this into your hands. Okay. Oh, I have always wanted to do a bundle. I purchased your bundle, learn it. Oh, Renata, we got to dig back in. And I'm relaunching the bundle program. I haven't announced. Remember, I said don't advertise your plans. I am reworking the bundle masterclass and completely rebranding it. And it's going to be called. This is the first time I've said this out loud too. Buy box bundles. Buyboxbundles.com. Buy box bundles. So anyway, this is the bundle. So if you ever wanted to see how I put bundles together, but this one is like chock full. It's about 4 pounds. You ready? Here we go. I'm going to do this unboxing like the TikTokers do. Oh, here we go. I had to wait for the right paper to come in because I wanted the gray. Ta-ta-da. Oh, this is awkward. gonna all fall out. So what I'll do is, hang on, let me just do this, and then I'm gonna take it apart and show you. I'm gonna deconstruct it. You ready? So the little stuff, let's take all the little stuff out, and I'll start from the bottom up. So the big piece in this is the planner. And there are two colors of the planner. There's black and blush. They come in this really nice box. And then I'll show you what's in the planner. And the reason that I like these planners is because of a lot of reasons. Is because there's space in the, first of all, they're undated. So you can start any time of the year. Anytime. You could even have a planner for each project if you wanted to. You can make one for school, a school planner for the kids, and then a planner for your business and a planner for your family, etc. That's why I like that they are undated. So I'll show you both the blush and the black. So another reason I like the planner is because there's space in there for vision boarding, for writing down what you want to accomplish each month. And there they are. Aren't they pretty? Pretty. That's upside down. Very pretty. Black or blush. Ooh, they smell good too. That was weird. Okay, so they have lots of pages for like to do vision boarding. I'm sorry, it's a little bit blurry here, guys. But this is a dot page. It's like dots in it, and then line pages, and then bucket list. You put your bucket list on it. And again, I'm sorry, it's not zooming in. Morning and evening routines. Remember we talked about rituals and routines? It's so important to have those to just kind of get your day started and wind down your day. Have an evening routine too, which I'm really bad at. But this helps you. There's an evening routine, morning routine. Write down and visualize. This is what I want my routine to look like. So that again, we have that visual cue as we go through our day. And then you can put your own dates in here for the month. And then there's weekly pages too. So there are the weekly pages. So over here, you can write notes to get done. But this is what I was talking about. You might have your to-do list and appointments, but right here, I would section off a column for accomplishments, right? And it's a whole year's worth, actually more than a year's worth. And then a lot of really great blank pages at the end. So you can write notes. Let's say you're out doing retail arbitrage and you've got a bunch of bundle ideas, right? You just carry this in your purse. It's small enough. It's not just for your purse, of course. And then it's got areas to write down reflections. I love the prompts in here. This is books to read, new things I've learned. So it's not just a planner. I like it because it's kind of a life. It makes me think. It's not just let me write down what I have to do today, but this is kind of like the guide to get me through accomplishing my goals for the year. So the premier piece of this is the planner in the box, but it gets better. So here's the piece I'm waiting for. And there are 4 different colors and you get to choose. You ready? How beautiful is that? This is a canvas. And you could even, if you wanted to like heat press something on here, you could do that to customize it for yourself. And it's a zippered bag with handles, of course. And there's 4 or 5 different colors. There's a green, red, orange, a black, and a blue, I believe. And then I had him match the notebook. So there are notebooks that match the bag. So when I make these, and I will be making these for you by hand, when I make these, I'm going to ask you what's your favorite color, and then I'll do my best to customize that box for you. And you get to choose whether you want a black or a blush planner. You get to choose the color of this based on availability. And then I sussed out pens. I found cute pens, and I've got a bunch of different designs. I will find one that I think best matches the color that you want, and I'll put it in the little holder for you. And this I'm going to use this is brainstorming. This is writing down your dreams. You can do your visionizing. You can do some impromptu vision boards. Have you guys ever done a vision board? Yeah, vision boards are powerful. I'm working on mine now. Thought I had it, but yeah. So Renata says, how is the bag related to other items? Because you're going to be carrying around. You're going to be carrying things around. You're going to be carrying the notepad around. You're going to be carrying your planner around, right? So, and liquid chalk markers. You're going to get a set of 8 of these gorgeous liquid chalk markers that you can use to create your vision board. It comes with extra tips in it. That comes with it too. So this is your success planning box. So it's going to help you to do a vision board, to create goal sheets, to capture your thoughts, and to plan your days around creating your visions. And by the way, this box is just not a physical product. I have created, I think, 5 trainings. One is how to create a vision board. Another is how to create a strategic plan. I'm going to show you that in just a second. And that goes with the box. So you are not just getting the box, the success box, you're getting a digital trainings that will help you best use all of this material in here. So I hope that makes sense, Renata. So remember I talked about those little post-it to-dos? This is a daily today's to-dos. This is too long. Today's to-dos, kind of like that. This is too long. I'd use half of it, right? But you've got a bunch of different sticky notes in here. Here are the sticky notes you can write your reminders on to put on your monitor to, you know, focus on one particular task or to not overthink things. These little tabs you can use to put on your notepad or your planner in order to keep track of where you are in your day. Okay. And then you get this little pack here that I put together, and that has got all kinds of fun stuff with it. And there might even be something else going in there. I'm not sure yet what's on the palette exactly. But first thing you're going to get is, again, more clips that are going to allow you to kind of clip different pages in your planner. So if you need to flip to something real quick, like the day and the week and the month, etc., that's in there, or a specific note. And then we've got a sticker, big, cool, fun sticker that you can have fun. And they're going to be different. Like you don't know what you're going to get. They're going to be random. I'll pick it out for you when I make your box. And the next thing that's in here, which is really kind of what you should start your day with when you're having your coffee and doing your meditation. My fingers aren't working. Oh, here we go. This is a little stone heart. So it'll be different colors. I will pick out the color for you based on kind of the color in the and whatever is like. I'll just be a little bit intuitive and just pick out. There's all different colors, but this is a stone in the shape of a heart that you can kind of a gratitude stone, for example. So when you're having your coffee and you're saying gratitude, or if you're stressed, you just need kind of like a fidget little thingy, right? So, and you can leave it on your desk to remind yourself to be heart-centered in business, for example. So everyone comes with this. And then, of course, got to have these little guys, more tags, so that you can help organize your planner and your notebook to find things more easily. So you get these little tags, and then everyone gets one of these unopened. Now, this is unopened. It's called Inspired Life. It's a compendium card. If you guys haven't found these yet, I love compendium cards. So it's got a secret message inside, and everyone's different. So you will get one in every planner box, comes with one of these, and it could be something you'd meditate on for the year. So for the day. So let's open this. There we go. Hear that? That's awesome. Okay, and this one says, I have my glasses. Sorry. Okay, this says, you can, you should. And if you're brave enough to start, you will. Ooh, you can, you should. And if you're brave enough to start, you will. That's a great message for this presentation, isn't it? That's a great, fortunes without calories, exactly. Okay, so every single planner is going to have a closed one of these, and I don't know what the saying is on yours, but that will be in there with it as well. And then, of course, because you've got a bunch of stuff to carry here, we're going to give you this little zippered bag. Okay, just a black cloth zippered bag, so that you can put all of your little Post-it notes and all of your little tags and everything in there, as well as these gorgeous, you take the pens out of the liquid chalk marker set and put them in there. By the way, you can use this for your, I looked over here because I've got a whiteboard. These are dry erase. So you can use them for your whiteboard, and you can also use it for flip charts and use it in your planner. I like big pieces of paper. So I've got a big flip chart, and I've got this giant rolling whiteboard that I got from an office auction. It's huge. And it has both sides. It's really big because I love colored markers and doing things like drawing things out in a big way. So you can use this both for the whiteboard and for your planner, your vision board, and flip chart. So of course we have to have something for stress relief. So somebody put a unicorn in the chat, didn't you? You ready? It's a unicorn fidget spinner. Yes, it's a unicorn fidget spinner, which if you have animals, it doubles as a cat toy. Yeah, put one on the floor and spun it. My cats went nuts. And it's a really, it's like a metal-based spinner. So this thing just, it's a really nice spinner. It's not a cheap one. Like it just goes and goes and goes. And it's got a unicorn on it because, you know, little unicorn. It's me. And then this is the little surprise thing. Each one will be a little bit different, and I make these myself for you. It'll be a little treat pack in there, just a little treat pack for giggles, just something to, just that little extra surprise. And then there will be one surprise item in here, but I don't know what it's going to be. And every box is going to be a little bit different. That one surprise item is going to be a little bit different. I will pull it from, like, I'm getting these squishy unicorn thingies in, and like I'm looking around if it might be a pair of Dachshund socks or something, right? I'll pull something fun from my inventory and put it in there, and that's going to be just completely random. Can't tell you what it is because I don't know, but every box is going to be pretty much different. That's going to be a lot of fun for me. So that is it. That is called the Go-Getter box. But let me show you the digital component. This is what makes it really powerful. So it's not just, you know, this wonderful, God, I've seen these planners go for like $50, $40 just for a planner. So I wanted to make sure that I was giving you guys a ton of value. So I'm creating, it's not quite done, but it will be by Saturday. By Saturday, it will be a digital component that's going to walk you through creating a vision board, creating a strategic plan, goal setting, a little bit like we just walked through here in that speed goal setting session we did, but we're really going to, there's worksheets in there to help you dig in. Let me show you what I put together for you. And again, this will all be, the boxes will ship. Oh, by the way, I pay shipping. I'm going to cover shipping on the box for you. We know that USPS just raised the rates again. This is a 4-pound box. I measured and weighed it. It's 4 pounds. So I'm going to cover shipping when you pick up the Go-Getter Success Pack. So let's go ahead and show you the digital component to it. That's why I've been up till 3:30 every night just trying to get things done for you. What else? There it is. Yeah. Okay. Share my screen and I'll show you what the digital part of it is. Boom. Okay. There we go. So gogetterbox.com. So you're going to learn how to create a simple and powerful vision board. Really crucial. Remember how I said about having the visual cues? You want visual cues to help you snap back into what you're supposed to be doing when you're off on a tangent somewhere, right? We want to have those visual cues, and a vision board is a great way to have that as a reminder of what your bigger picture is. Like, what do you want your life to look like? And then identify your high priority goals so you can reverse engineer those into your monthly, weekly, and daily tasks. Overcome overwhelm that saps your creative energy. More tips and tricks about, I actually wrote an entire ebook on how to overcome overwhelm. I'm going to give that to you in the training. Stop procrastinating with tips and tricks to help jumpstart. We talked about a couple of these, you know, the timer and emptying your dishwasher by racing against the coffee pot, right? So there are all these little tips and tricks you can use to stop procrastinating and jumpstart your activity. Apply strategic thinking tools. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're, it's great to goal set, but if we're not thinking strategically, every week stuff's going to happen in our business that's going to make us emotional and say, why am I doing this, and get upset. When you have strategic thinking tools in your toolbox, it's going to help you stay focused on just the numbers and non-emotional commitment to tasks. And then hacks to boost your productivity. There's so many productivity tools out there. Somebody mentioned Trello in the chat. That's a great one. And of course, planners are productivity tools. There's so many productivity tools out there. We're going to, the course is going to include those. Plus you get a physical Go-Getter Success Planner box, which you just saw. It's going to be loads of fun. Plus that surprise mystery gift I'm going to put inside of there. In that you get the undated planner with all of the prompts in there that are going to allow you to kind of vision out what you want your life to look like so that you can use that planner strategically. a zipper tote so you can carry it all around with you no matter where you're going. Just pop it in the car so you've got all of the planner and the brainstorming journal and the pens and the markers all in one place. So it's not scattered. Remember, we talked about how being scattered can make you just completely grind to a halt and not be able to accomplish anything. And that's one of the reasons for the tote and for the pen case, is to keep it nice and organized. Page bookmarks, daily to-do stickers, meditation heartstone, paperclip pack, Thoughtful's mystery card, unicorn spinner, and a secret treat in every box. So the value, oh, we're going to give one of these away if you stayed till the end. Are you ready? We're going to give one of these away. The value of this is $348 between the digital training and the Go-Getter box. I will pay for shipping. Who wants a Go-Getter box system? Go-Getter Success Kit. Who wants one? Put me in the chat, and I will randomly choose one person who is in this live. Go ahead and put me in the chat. If that way I know you're listening and you're still here and you're still active. Put me in the chat. I always reward people who are active and interactive in these. You ready? Keep going, keep going, keep going. Everybody in this chat, please post me. And I'm going to randomly, I'm just scrolling randomly. I'm going to stop randomly and put my finger on like wherever when I'm scrolling. So put me, and one more person. Come on, everybody put me in here. Oh, I love that, Angela. Okay, that's cute. So me. I'm ready. Is everybody done? Did you all put, I know there's a little bit of a lag time, so I'm going to give you another 30 seconds. Let me, I should probably like set the clock for 30 seconds. That would be annoying, right? And then when that beep goes off, that means that I'm going to choose the person who gets both the digital training and the physical Go-Getter Success Planner box. Value is $348. Go-Getter Success Kit, all of it. Everybody done putting me in the chat? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is Bruno Busnello. Bruna Busnello. Bruna, how are you, girl? Bruna Busnello. Bruna, are you here? There she is. All right. Hey, Bruna. Let me go. Let's do this. I want to make sure I can contact you. So hang on. I want you to email me here, and I will get you registered for the digital training. Ready? Boom. There you go. Get you registered. Write down that bdrives@gmail.com, Bruna. Oh, look at you guys. You're so awesome. I love your attitudes. Everybody's saying congrats, congrats. Yes, I'm so excited. Congratulations. Oh no, Renata. That's okay. Because everybody else says, oh, there's that 30 seconds. That scared me. Okay, awesome. I love how supportive you are of her too. Instead of being, scarcity mentality would be, oh, must be nice. So we are in the right room because everybody is being so loving and supportive. You ready? You want your own? Does everybody want your own? You get the digital training, the physical Go-Getter Success Planner box with your mystery gift inside. Are you ready? $97 today. I cover the shipping. You can even order a second box for an additional $47 after checkout. It's going to give you that option. Again, I will cover the shipping on these. But today, for just $497, you get the digital training. So you get the vision board training, how to identify your goals, reverse engineering your goals, overcoming overwhelm, stop procrastinating, apply strategic thinking, hack to boost your productivity, plus the physical Go-Getter box is $348 value, $97. Go to gogetterbox.com, grab yours. I have limited quantities. So here's the caveat. The tote bags and the books are coming in on Tuesday. So you're going to have to give me like 7 days after that to break down the palette with my sore back and build these boxes custom for you. I am building these custom for you, each one of you. You will get, when you enter the training, thank you very much, Bruno. When you enter the training, the very first lesson is going to be a link to a survey that, where you tell me your mailing address so I can export them and import all of those addresses into Pirate Ship so I can create shipping labels. And it's also going to ask you your favorite colors so I can choose your favorite color of the tote bag for the box. So go to gogetterbox.com. Again, limited quantities. This is how it works. I only bought so many of every component. I can't get many of the components again. The planners are done. I bought the supplier out of everything. So I own all of these planners. So gogetterbox.com. Let me stop the share and show you again. Do you have any questions? You want to see a little bit more about what you get? You get the liquid chalk markers, and you can choose between the blush planner. I'm calling it blush. I know it's pink, but it's kind of a lightish blush. It's so pretty. So pretty. Undated, so you can start anytime. You can start anytime. And then I love that it's got all these wonderful prompts that make me think. There are places to travel. I've traveled, places to visit, reflections, etc. And then it allows me to customize. Like I can put over here, what's my motivation for the day? What are the 3 highest value tasks, while I put the things that I accomplished over here. Okay. And then of course you still get this, the planner with a matching pen. Yeah, the pen's going to be different based on the color of the planner. I'm not planner. This is your notebook, where you can use, if you guys do bundles and you go into stores and you start getting ideas, just grab this thing out and start using it as a bundle journal. If you get a brainstorm about, oh, I've got a new business idea, you just grab this out of your tote bag. And there is the matching tote bag. And again, I'm going to do my very best. I've got this gradient in green, orange, red, and black coming in, and this will match it because they come from the same supplier. So this, and it's a beautiful canvas bag. And this, it's really nice. It's not, see that, and zippered. So very nice bag with the sturdy handles on it. And of course, all the little, everybody's going to get a sticker pack, but every sticker is going to be different. So this might not come in your pack, but you will get a fun one in your pack. That's half the fun of this, is the mystery part of this bundle, is that I get to do some really fun things and kind of customize it based on what I feel should go in everybody's box, like that mystery gift that's going in everybody's box. So again, we've got the canvas, the canvas pencil and pen holder, the cute little I love you pack, and a pack that includes the stone worry, the heart-shaped worry stone, the fidget spinner, and all kinds of fun stickies that help you organize. If you're anything like me, you are an office supply addict. How many people are office supply addicts? I love office supplies. Love them. They make me happy. They smell good. I like freshly sharpened pencils. They smell good. So anyway, go to gogetterbox.com. Let's open the floor for questions for how to create vision boards and goal settings. And is there something that maybe you need help with right now? Well, we've got the small group of like-minded people in the same place. What are you struggling with in your business? And how can we help you? So Valerie says, what can you say at trade shows when fellow sellers ask how much you sell? It's uncomfortable when people ask this. You just say, you know, I don't really share those numbers. Thank you for asking. How can I help you? And turn the conversation back on them. And you can tell them why too. Like, I don't feel comfortable sharing my company numbers. It's a private company information. Okay. So Bruna says, thank you so much for this present. Bruna, be sure that you email me so that I can get you the link to get over to log in to all of that wonderful training material. All of it will be, some of it is available right now. All of it will be uploaded. I'm just putting pretty graphics on it right now. It'll be uploaded by Saturday morning. So you guys will be the first to start working through that. You can start doing your vision board this weekend. Gogetterbox.com. So Tamara, get used to that beeping. I have a feeling you hear it often. Yes, 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 yes. And do you aim for a certain percentage of ROI when creating a bundle to account for the cost of goods to package the bundle? Of course I do. Absolutely. And that says, thanks a lot, Barbara. Thanks a lot, Barbara. You're welcome, guys. So guys, did you find this, guys? I hate that. Friends, did you find this useful? Did you take one thing from this training that's going to help you get clarity on your business, overcome the overwhelm you're feeling? Tell me the first thing you're going to do when you get off of this. Everybody put in the chat. Please share with me. Share with everybody. What's the first thing? So we have accountability. What's the first thing you're going to do? We all know the first thing I'm going to do, right? I'm going to go into LinkedIn and hire, or I'm going to go on to Fiverr, hire that guy who's going to go on LinkedIn and build me a list of pet product buyers. What are you going to do? No, you're not alone, Patricia. Patricia's going to do the dishes. I love doing the dishes. Like, I love washing the dishes. There's something very meditative about washing the dishes. I don't know why, but it's okay. It works for me. So get a money clock. Aren't these fun? There's a bunch of them up on Amazon. This one is, I don't know if you can see that. I don't know, you'll find them. It's got a silicone, but there's all kinds of them. There's small ones. You get a kitchen timer at a dollar store. I just liked this because it was green. I can, you know how I like to hold things. I'm tactile and I won't lose it because it's pretty obvious, right? Work on some deals for my customers. Yes, Evie, absolutely. Yes, enjoyed this. Motivating. Thanks. Thank you for your time. Eat. My husband just bought me a plate with yummy dumplings. Ooh, okay. Now I'm hungry. Get a money clock. Awesome. Hey, thank you guys so much. Thank you everybody for coming by today. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me on social media, Barbara Drazga, you know how to find me. When you're ready, go ahead and order your Go-Getter Success Kit. Remember, I only have a certain amount of these. When they're gone, they're gone. I cannot replenish these, unfortunately. But I spent, you know, I invested time and energy and a lot of thought and love on putting this box together for you guys. So I'm really excited to offer it to you and excited to get it into your hands. Diane said, yes, it was very useful. Reverse engineering. I'll work on my monthly challenge for products. I keep a spreadsheet. I love it. All right. Thank you all for coming in today, and we will talk soon. Take care.